Okay, so we're back with, I think it's part 10 of this Let's Create. So let's recreate in this case. What we're going to be doing is recreating my very first game, or project, should I say, that I made in UE4. Now, if you want to have a look at that project, just go to the first video because I demonstrate that, or I just show off a video because I don't have the file anymore. And so let me just explain. So what's going to happen is we are going to wake up on the space station. This is the room we're going to sort of awaken. We're going to come out here. There's going to be alarms going off. So I might as well just show you, actually. I'm going to walk down this corridor. It's going to be shaking. There's going to be people running about. And then we've set up this event here that's going to trigger these two people to get blown out as a wall explodes. It still needs a bit of work to make sure that the people go out. Well, actually, what we could do is, if they don't go out, we could just activate gravity again so they go down. But it actually breaks the mesh because the reason that's happening, I'll just show you that really quickly. If we go to content, female, mesh, and come here to the physics asset, the reason that is deforming the mesh is that these physics cylinders are not lining up properly. They're overlapping with each other. So what we might do later is just come in here, because we can just resize these. So we may do that later so that we get a better physics simulation. I'll just Control Z that for a second. We want it to look like, I don't know if I've got a third person character in here. No, I don't think I have, so I can't show you an example of what it should look like. Okay, so in this video, we're going to work, if I go into unlit mode, we're going to work on the escape pod. So what's going to happen is, there's an airlock here, so we walk in here, we'll have to open this door, and then we will, as this door closes, this one will open because it's an airlock, and then we're going to go into the escape pod. Now, the escape pod, all that's going to be is another one of these rooms, okay? I'm not going to go and create something custom for it. But what I think we're going to have is like a little corridor, right? So a little corridor that leads to the, once you exit the airlock, we then have this corridor bit that leads you into, leads you into another one of these. I'll just grab these bulkheads as well. But what we don't need is, maybe I do want, but we don't need the door, but that's fine. So I'll just hold Alt and Shift, and then I can drag that out to get it to where I need it to be. Okay, so this is going to be the actual escape pod. I was going to create a custom asset for it, but you know, I want to finish this video series at some point, and that's a way we can save some time. So let's think. So we just need some walls here. So the best thing to do is to go here, right click, go to groups and ungroup those. And now if I go inside, I can grab just this one wall, hold Shift, hold Alt and Shift. We can move along with that. Now, God's willing, this will fit nicely. If the UE4 gods favor us, we will have to have a look. Now, the problem we might have is that we might have to get rid. No, it should be fine. Look at that. We don't want a gap. Copy that. Just by holding Alt and dragging. Same again. And then, yeah, we've got a bit of a... But that's fine. Just check so we've got no gaps. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's grab these. Alt, drag out. Obviously, they're facing the wrong way. So let's... because one of the things... I want to save time, because one of the things I want to do with this is put a decent sound track in, so that we've got like decent sound mixing and things like that. I think sound's going to be really important to selling all this. So as we move down this sort of thin corridor into the escape pod, which we're going to need to put something there, and we're also going to have to copy this and this, and we're going to use this as for the ceiling as well. We're going to hold Alt and drag that up. Hope that it's two-sided, because if not, we're going to have to reverse it. It is two-sided though. Okay, cool. So let's give this a test. Well, we can't test it from here because we don't have the force field come down at any point. I'm still figuring out if I'm going to have a button press for that or not. So just make sure you, well, if you're following along, which I doubt you are, just put that past the force field. But you should have a go at recreating your first project. I have found this extremely fun. There is a gap there. Fill that in. And then we're in the escape pod. Okay, so we're going to do some stuff in the escape pod. Obviously, we're going to have it escape. But we also need windows and stuff that we can see through. So I might make this. So we're going to play around with this section because we actually want to see the ship explode as we move away from the ship in the escape pod. So let's just fix this gap. So obviously I'm selecting this back wall, moving it down a little bit. Fix the gap. We've got one on this side now. Yes, we do. So in order to fix that, I'm just going to grab this end one, make sure it lines up, and there is no gap. And then we might have to just put a bulkhead in somewhere or something to cover up. Here, see, move that in slightly. That works. That's better. So move all this down slightly. Seems to be a gap there. Look, we need to do the lighting because we want flashing red lights, but we have played it. We have done and gone put in some basic lights, so that's okay. Still a gap. Easily fill that in like that. These are not aligned anymore, but I don't really care about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click on this and ungroup it. Ungroup because I want to probably delete that and that. And we've got a wall here that we can use. And also what we're going to have is, because we need to be able to see out the back here for when we actually leave. So what we'll probably do is put some windows in. I don't know if we've got a piece with windows, so let's have a look. I don't think we do, you know. So spaceship interior, so we may have to go and make a piece. Meshes. Or we can cheat, which is probably what we'll do. So there was like a console or something that I saw. Sci-fi panel. Here we go. Now this is going to, it's huge, so we want to reduce it down in size. Do that. Oh, not like that small. Alright, I've reversed it. That's not what we want. Turn it inside out. See, it doesn't have any geometry around here, so it's a bit of an odd model. Thought it had geometry around the sides. It must want to fit in exactly snugly somewhere, which I'm not sure we'll be able to do. We'll have a look. But we can place something at its side so that we don't have so much problems. Is that enough room? Yeah, that should be fine. So you'll come to this console. Make a button to put on there that you have to press or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll eject automatically. See, we've got these pieces that we can use to... So the sides aren't exposed. Have to be like that. Okay. Oops. Do you got the selection tool? Hold down Alt, pull it out, rotate it, and against there. So far, so good. Now, a door. Now, there is a door. Ha! So we have this door frame, which we've been using. Now, can we have some shenanigans here where, I mean, we could literally just place a plane in there and have glass, because we have a glass texture. Might be what we do. Or maybe we'll use the force field again. So, yeah, that's a good idea. So, like, the force field comes up, but then the door gets blown off or something. That could work. We just want it to be transparent so that when we can watch a ship explode as we leave, sort of thing. I'm just going to check the time. I haven't started recording. Oh no, I am recording. Oh, I am recording. Oh, might have to edit that bit out, but probably won't because can't be bothered. So let's have a look. Right, so we've got that. That's nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to I'm going to start putting in some other characters and getting them moving about and stuff, because when I move on to do this bit, I'm just going to work on this. So I just want to get this finished off, this section. So we want more commotion, want more explosions, things like that. So let's add in another woman, so another female character. So grab the mesh. No, not the mesh. Not drag it in the mesh. Drag it in the blueprint. Now, what we can do here is we can set all this stuff up in the level blueprints. So have I got a... Yes, I've got a nav mesh down. So we can just get them to move around. Now, what I want her to do, is to be running towards this when this happens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place her behind the character's start location. Like this. All right, just because I'm getting a little bit... I'm just going to close this version of the screen recording software down so we don't have that problem again. Right, so we'll just get this set up and then we'll finish it off in the next video. Right, so we need just to give her a location to walk to, which will be here. So we'll get a target location. A target point, sorry. And we'll place that in here. So the first place she wants to walk to is here. And we'll call that, we're going to rename it, because things are going to get a little complicated. So edit, rename, and we'll call it woman 3, because that's who goes there. Woman 3 underscore location 1 underscore 1. Okay. So in the code, let's go to the blueprints, open level blueprints, and we should have a reference to that target. Yeah, so let's get that out first. So we want event begin play. So when the level starts, we want to get a reference to female 3. Create a reference to female 3. Okay, so we want a simple move to. Move to. The goal is here, and the controller is get controller. Plug that into there. Okay, now we haven't set up any run animations or anything for this female character, so that's the first thing we're going to have to do in the next video. But I'm going to wrap this one up, and I'll see you in the next one.